Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mielabraika, and today I'm looking at the concept of God being a wall of fire. We see it in Zechariah, and fire, of course, can go both ways. It can protect us, warm us, or it can destroy us, one or the other. And in the Bible, God is often described as a fire, a column of fire, wall of fire, destroying fire, like Manoah found out when his altar was burned. And yeah, even Elijah had the altar there all up in flames. So Jehovah most certainly has the power and the capacity to control fire. So we're going to see this, Hamat Esh, a wall of fire. We're here in Zechariah, the second chapter, starting with verse 1 here. Eshe, Enav, Ve'ere, Ve'hine, Ish, U Ve'yado, Hevel, Midah. And I lifted, Eshe, okay, this is Masa, lifting things up, Enav, and I opened my eyes, I lifted them up to see something, see a vision here, Eshe, Enav, Anai, Ve'ere, and I saw, both of these are prefixed aleph verbs here, I lifted and then I saw, Ere. This one that's absorbed the nun at the front, and this one absorbed the hey at the end here, so Ere, and then I saw, Vehine, and behold, hey. I like using hey because it follows the Hebrew pretty closely. Hine, hey, hine, ish, a man. U, the biyado, and in his hand, and this is going to be a surk because of the label bet here. U, simply phonetics. Ube, yado, in his hand. Hevel, this is a rod, or a line. Midah, in order to measure, measuring line. Omar, wow, we're really used to saying Vayomer, and that's a Milel accenting here, but this is Omar, this is Milra accenting, and if you look very carefully, here this is the root, Aleph Mem Resh, and here Aleph Mem Resh is the same root, but the Aleph here is doing double function as a first person, okay? And then I ask, and it's a question because this is an interrogative particle here. Ana, where? Ata, you. Holech, going. Where are you going? Ve'ana, ata, holech. Vayomer, and then this is back to the normal narration introduction of, and then he said, Eli, to me, lamod, in order to measure, at Yerushalayim. And here lamad is, lamad incidentally is the original form. It's a stick, and in this case, something that can be used for measuring. It's also used for teaching, but here it's lamad. So lamad at Yerushalayim. Le'riot, in order to see, kema, how much, kama, rahava, how wide, and same as the name Rahab over in Jericho. Rahava, the width, okay, the wideness of width, kama, and then how much, okay, arko, its length, okay, its width and length. He has to measure the city. Vehine hamalach dober bi yotze, malach aher yotze lekirato, and then behold, or hey, malach, angel, messenger, the one who was speaking, be to me, Yotze, came out, went out, malach, and then another angel, aher, malach aher, Yotze, lekarato, in order to greet him, in order to call out to him, to give the greeting words of sequence that kara means to call, but this in this kind of context, it means to call in a greeting. So, lekarato, in order to greet him. And he said, Ulai, to him, okay, roots, okay, there must be to the other angel here, roots, rush. My mnemonic here is Russians rush, rush, roots, run fast. The bar speak, al-hanar, to this young man, halutz, this one, halutz, demonstrative here. So, al-hanar, halutz. Lemor, saying, Perotsot. I'll take this one as a commentative. It's a closed syllable. I'm going to pronounce it in an O. Perotsot. Incidentally, the apps often don't catch that, but the taping, the audio track usually does. So, perotsot. Perotsot, the spread out areas, the spread out places that are there. Teshev, live. Yerushalayim. Okay, the city of Jerusalem will be living in a spread out open places. So that's a plural here. Paratzot. I since it's connected with fruitful places, Peretz. Okay, same thing we use for Peretz or Ephraim or something like that. So Marov, and so this is from the abundance of man, from the many men, Adam. It's a collective singular, okay? So the abundance of man, Merov, Adam, Obema, Betocha, and in the middle of her, and the antecedent of this her will be Jerusalem. Jerusalem here is feminine, and this is a suffix pronoun here. Its antecedent here is Jerusalem. And then I, Ve'ani, and then I, Ehye Lach, okay? Now here's Jehovah speaking. Okay, we're getting a quotation here from Jehovah affirming what he is and what he does to the city. So, Ve'ana Ehye, same Ehye we find in Exodus 3. Okay, I am Lecha to her. And see, this Lecha is of course Jerusalem. Neum Jehovah affirms with an amen. I take Neum, they would just simply often translate it as affirms or states or declares. I like it's you take the amen and just you invert the nun aleph here, and then you've got amen. Okay, so okay, and that's affirming with an amen. Now Yehovah, Homat Esh, okay, a wall of fire. Shabib, all around. Shabib is circling, okay, circling all in the circle all around that city. Homat Esh, Shabib, and apparently as protection here. Lechabot, and to the glory. Ehye, and I am. Betocha, in the midst of her. We find in Hebrews 12, therefore, 28, 29, therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, okay, let us hold on to grace, for by it we may serve God acceptably, reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire, Esh. And like I said in the introduction, God is a fire that can protect and lead via the column of fire, can destroy altars with a blast of fire, his use of fire can be for protection, but also for destruction. So we see here it's a consuming fire, consumes evil things in the world, but that is then for our protection. So live a life of obedience to God, and we can then serve God acceptably with reverence and with awe, knowing that he is an all-powerful God. He is a God that has consuming fire, burns up the evil that's in this world. And those who will stick with their evil will find themselves in the lake of fire. And those who have been faithful to God will be received into his heavenly home, and will be welcomed as servants into God's house in heaven. God bless, and until the next time.